people who were bullied in school, people who were going through, parents were getting divorced or whatever. I think
She straight naming my childhood. That's crazy. Talking about getting bullied in school, talking about parents' divorces.
Angel Knot.
Salutations to the nations. What's good, Angel Knots? It's your boy, Young Sinai. So today we're going to be looking at a video of Amy Jo Johnson, otherwise known as the Pink Ranger, okay, Kimberly. And this video was put out by Entertainment Tonight. Hopefully they don't strike your boy, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go ahead and check it out.
What was it like suiting up for the first time?
literally, I think at the time it was like, oh my God, I'm going to be wearing pink spandex on national television. What have I gotten myself into?
Do you still have the Power Ranger
That's
moves,
hilarious.
Amy Jo?
Oh, well, no. I do not. I do not.
Okay.
It sticks to Pilates at this point.
I mean, you represented girl power in the 90s, which is going to be an incredible part of your life.
My daughter wanted a Pink Ranger action figure so bad. She hasn't even really seen too much of the Power Rangers, but she wanted a Pink Ranger. It's because I had the White Ranger and the Green Ranger action figures, but I got her a Pink Ranger. I knew I shouldn't give it to her though, because the pieces was lost in like 2 months.
Legacy.
I didn't understand what Kimberly represented until more recently. And so Kimberly wasn't Amy Jo, but it's really cool to have played a character that inspired so many girls in that way. It's probably one of the biggest blessings in my life,
Really?
honestly.
And you have a sweet little memento in your hand.
I do. It's my little
See, she even got a Pink Ranger action figure. My daughter's was better than hers though.
fidget toy,
Yeah.
my Pink Ranger. I get so many Power Ranger gifts.
Yeah.
Some people give me their toys from when they were kids. Nobody
Wow.
knew. To show like the longevity that it would have and the impact that it would have on so many kids. When I go to conventions and I meet people that grew up on Power Rangers, I feel like a lot of kids' babysitter, because I think that's what we were. We were a lot of kids' friends. People who were bullied in school, people who were going through, parents were getting divorced or whatever. I think.
Hey, she straight naming my childhood. That's crazy. Talking about getting bullied in school, talking about parents' divorces. This is my childhood.
We ended up meaning so much to these kids because we were there. We were consistent. We were there every day. And
It's morphin' time.
Check out Amy Jo's OG Power Ranger icon status by the numbers. 138 episodes, 3 movies, 57 conventions, and 4 comic books. She says she actually only made about $700 per episode back in the 90s. And something else you might not know.
that was my first acting gig.
And that was back
Literally
in
my first job.
in 95.
That was the same as the Red Ranger. It was his first acting gig.
I think I auditioned September of 93. I followed a boy cross country and went to Los Angeles. I was there for about 6 months and I was done and I was ready to go home. And,
Really?
And then I met an acting coach actually, who became my mentor and acting coach for a very long time. And he kind of convinced me to stay. And it was like, I don't know, 2 weeks after that I had my audition for Power Rangers. And I got it. It was my first audition. I was a gymnast.
Right.
And I think that was really what landed me the role, was the fact that I could flip around and do gymnastics.
Yeah, but you weren't flipping around as a kid with a helmet on and, the pink suit and all.
No, but it was spandex. Let me tell you, when we went off to do the movie in Australia and the suits were probably 70 pounds and different and not spandex, we all really missed our spandex.
Suits were 70 pounds. What were they wearing that was 70 pounds? I don't remember them wearing anything like that.
Can I just say that we did our own stunts with the helmets on until me and David Yost, who played Billy, realized that it was so hard to breathe in there. There was like 3 holes to breathe, and I'm like, we can't do this.
Oh my
and we did have
gosh.
stunt doubles.
That sounds miserable.
but all the stuff that we did when we were civilians, we did.
How often are you and the Power Ranger family still in touch? Who do you stay in touch with?
So David Yost is like family to me. We talk a lot. Yeah, my daughter, he's Uncle Yost.
Oh,
Yeah, we're very, very close. And then I talk to Walter, and I see Johnny Young Bosch, and I see them at the conventions.
Yeah.
And then I was super close with JDF, who passed away almost 2 years ago now, which is crazy. We were very close, and I'm really close with his daughter, Jenna.
The tight-knit circle has weathered several tragedies. Jason David Frank, who played the Green Power Ranger,
Rest in peace, man. The greatest Ranger of all time.
Amy Jo's love interest, took his own life in 2022. Twee Trang, the original Yellow Power Ranger, died in a car accident in 2001. Both are honored in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers: The Return, a comic book series Amy Jo co-created.
We wrote
That's
a
dope.
4-part saga about what if the original Rangers had stayed together? Where would they be now? And so it's sort of my love letter to the franchise and to the characters that we all played. I wrote it with my boyfriend, Matt Hudson.
I know. Was he a Power Rangers fan?
No, he was a Ninja Turtles fan. 'Cause that would be creepy if he was a Power Rangers fan. But he's younger than me. He's just turning 40.
Oh, good girl.
I'm very proud of it.
Would
I
you
think
have
it
ever
came
thought
out
that you
really
would have been a
great.
comic book author?
No,
I mean,
no, my boyfriend has changed my life.
Ooh.
Anyway,
I want to take you down back to, take you down memory lane. We've got a little
Okay.
ET clip for you
Oh,
because,
no.
of course, ET was
Let me know in the comments, were you a bigger Power Rangers fan or a Ninja Turtles fan?
on the set of Power Rangers.
Oh, yeah. Just fighting putties.
You got it going on, girl.
My character is materialistic, very into her looks.
It's so funny.
Of our lives. I mean, as actors, as we've always wanted to do movies.
It's a
and do
foot
this.
in the door.
So it's like a big, so we're excited.
Oh boy.
How cute are y'all?
That's so funny. Looking back on that, it's like I remember being terrified of interviews.
Really?
I had such
As she sits here on an interview, so I guess she's grown a lot.
terrible nightmares after I realized, oh my God, I don't really want to be famous.
You realized it after.
Right at the sort of the beginning of the whole thing taking off, it terrified me. It really, really terrified
What
me.
about
Probably because it puts you underneath that microscope where you're being judged by everybody, especially her being a woman or being a girl, a young girl at that time, and just all eyes on her. And, from, boys at that time who were crushing on her and girls who wanted to be like her.
celebrity and being famous terrified you?
Well, I think it was more of worrying about what comes out of my mouth or worrying what other people are thinking of me. I think it was more of an insecurity in that way, which was probably, not to get too personal, but was probably like one of the biggest journeys of my life is figuring out how to let go of what people think of me and finding, my own voice and not worrying so much. That's why I left Los Angeles when I turned 35 and I moved my entire life to Canada.
The 54-year-old has lived in Canada for almost 2 decades. But before she left Hollywood in the rear view,
Another moment that sticks with a lot of millennials is Susie Q.
Jeepers, you scared me.
Oh my God. I have so many people come up to me and are like, I want to watch Susie Q. I want to watch. And I had a blast shooting it. We shot it in Vancouver. It was such a cool, fun experience.
Another beloved series that
I don't know what Susie Q is.
you starred in. Felicity.
Yeah.
She was in Felicity.
Do you remember when you got the part where you were?
I remember
The audition
Felicity.
process goes through like so
Oh,
many
her.
different auditions that it's really kind of anticlimactic.
I know it's just college, but it's sort of terrifying.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. We here for the Power Ranger stuff. We ain't here for Felicity. You feel me? But yeah, it was cool hearing her perspective. I'd be interested in checking out that comic book that her and her husband wrote. It's probably dope. But yeah, I noticed that she said the actors who she was still cool with, she didn't name the Red Ranger or the Black Ranger, because I know they had a falling out because she decided to be one of the ones that stayed when the Red and Black Ranger left, because they were kind of just arguing with the creators over payments not being compensated, but you know, for their worth. But yeah, all right, guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Please make sure that you subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. You feel me? God bless and salutations to the nations. Peace.
Angel Knot.